Hey y'all, it's your favorite healing coach, Coach Kimmy Author, here with a quick word for your mind, body, and spirit. So we are back at the backyard camping thing again this week, and we have my niece over to spend the night with us also. And she's 5, but she has always tried to do everything my sons do, even though they're like 6 and 8 years older than her. Doesn't matter. Them her cousin brothers. She's trying to do whatever they're doing. So I'm in the kitchen because she has popcorn. So I go to make her some popcorn, and she's playing Rocket League with Scoop. And Rocket League is a PlayStation, I think, game where they play soccer, but there's no people. There's sports cars, racing cars. So the cars have to get the ball in the goal to score. So she's got a controller, and Scoot is in the living room playing the game. She's in the kitchen with me with the controller, pushing the buttons and stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? She said, I'm playing Rocket League. I was like, well, why are you in here with me? And she goes from being with me, she walks through the dining room, back to the living room, back through the kitchen. And I'm like, how can you play the game if you're walking through the house? So she said, I just walk around until I score. I said, well, how are you going to know if you score? She said, he'll tell me, meaning Scoop. It just stopped me because and we just finished watching 10 o'clock worship service. So I'm already, my spiritual ears are like pricked right now. So I'm always looking and listening for a word anyway. So when she said it, spiritually it made sense to me. For those of us who don't know where we're going, don't know what we're doing, we are playing a game, this game called life, this assignment, this walk with God, this purpose, this destiny that we don't know what we're doing. But we know the goal is to score, or to not only be obedient to God and do what he says, but at the end of the day, to reap a reward. Whatever the reward is that he promised you, you are intending, you are expecting that you are going to reap the reward because you have walked the path, done the things that he's told you to do. A lot of us are on paths. We don't know how we got here. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what's next. We don't know. None of it makes sense. I think I said before, the math keeps not mathing. It just don't want to do what we want it to do, but it's doing what God wants it to do, what God planned and prepared and predestined for it to do. All we have to do is keep walking, keep working, keep fasting, keep praying, keep listening, stay in alignment with his will, his word, his way for us, and we will score. We don't have to see the scoreboard. We don't have to see the path. We don't even have to know where we're going. It doesn't have to make sense to us. My niece walked from the living room through the kitchen, back through the dining room several times, pushing buttons on the controller, saying that he will tell her when she scores. My son would tell her when she scored. She did not have any idea what she was doing other than she needed to score. As long as she scored, she was excited. And as long as she kept moving, she would score. She couldn't see anything. The TV's in the living room, she in the kitchen with me. She could not see what was on the TV. She could not see what was on the scoreboard. But every time, without fail, that she scored, my son would yell out, "You just scored." And she'd go run in the living room with him and come right back, "Auntie, I scored." If we don't do nothing else, we can take a lesson from the mind and the mouth of a child, of a 5-year-old. She had no idea what she was doing. She just knew that if she kept moving, if she kept pushing the buttons, if she kept doing what she thought she was supposed to do, eventually she would score, and he would tell her when she scored. Too many of us, and I'm gonna say us because I'm guilty of it too. Too many of us are feeling like we have to know every step of the way, every plan of action, every next thing in the assignment. And God is like, go where I told you to go, do what I told you to do, keep moving, and wait for me to tell you when you scored. You will know when you scored, because that's when he starts to elevate you. Every new level means that you scored, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it doesn't look like what you think it should look like, what you were hoping that it would look like. You know that you scored when you continue to elevate. God is not going to leave you out here looking crazy after he's given you all these assignments, all these words, without a promotion, without revelation, without a reward for your obedience. Stay obedient, stay in his will, stay close to him to hear the next steps, even if it doesn't make sense. Do what he told you to do so you can score. Until next time, stay blessed.